everybody, it is author James L. Nunn here, formerly known as Lee Zephyr. So today is actually going to be a little bit of a video explaining the change in name and a few other things. So it's going to be a bit of an update video, this one is. So to start, we'll dive right into starting with the big thing on everyone's mind. So if you follow my social media pages, I've made a little bit of a post, a little bit of an explanation about this, but this is my chance to come on here and actually explain to you guys in person, I guess, on video, speaking directly to you guys. So if you've followed my social media pages or the YouTube videos, or if you've even purchased my first published book, The Princess and the Squire, you will know that it was all under Lee Zephyr, which was my pen name that I had chosen to use. You know, most authors have pen names, and so I wanted to kind of go with a pen name. And Lee is my middle name, and Zephyr was just a cool word. I just thought it sounded like a cool last name. And at the time, you know, I was really dedicated to using a pen name. And after doing a lot of thinking and self-reflecting and a lot of kind of digging with my own personal thoughts and feelings on the matter, I've decided to go with my real name, with my actual name, and stick with using that as a traditional author name. Part of it has to do with, you know, wanting to leave a legacy with my name, wanting to see my actual name on projects and stuff, and to clear up some of the confusion for people that do know me in real life. And for them, it was probably more confusing that I was going by a pen name. From here on out, basically, going forward, the books and projects and social media will be under James L. Nunn, author James L. Nunn, or however you want to look at it that way. And so, yeah, that's basically my quick answer for the whole name change thing. Along with those updates, a few more updates that I want to talk about is obviously one's for the channel and one's for my books and projects. I want to update you guys on that stuff, talk about upcoming projects and videos that I'll be working on to provide more content and more reading and more fun stuff for my fans and followers and supporters and all you guys out there that are still watching and reading along with me. Okay, so the first thing I want to get into is the current book project that I'm working on, which is The Blood and the Blues, which is a supernatural thriller, crime, detective, mystery novel. And I am a little over a quarter of the way through the first draft. I've really been, you know, I've really gotten a little bit behind schedule of how far I wanted to be by now with the book, but especially with that first draft. But I'm still hopeful that I can finish the first draft this month, hopefully before the end of this month is out, which will then give me September and maybe even into October a little bit to do any kind of editing or any kind of touching up I need to revitalize and refinalize everything to do a release for fall. Since it is kind of a supernaturally detective-y, kind of spooky kind of book, I want to have it out for fall and Halloween, you know, that perfect time of the year. So that is the goal. The goal is to have it out before the end of October, to have it actually released. So hopefully you guys can look forward to that. I'm going to try to get really focused and motivated and really finish that first draft, and that way I can get editing and really take a lot of time and care and precision in the editing process to get it to where it needs to be ready to be published. And I'll go ahead and throw up a picture of the cover. Again, nothing's finalized yet on the cover stuff. It's cover art that I've got, the working cover art and font and title and everything. But I'll throw that up on here so that way you guys can see that and kind of get an idea, vibe for it, or maybe get excited for it. I'm going to try to do a little more advertising and a little more previewing and a little more drumming up the excitement for it, hopefully. So any of you guys out there that are supporters or that did love The Princess and the Squire, I know this one's a bit of a different genre, a bit of a different style, but hopefully you guys can help me. You know, I'll be reaching out to people for advanced reader copies and for help with spreading the word about the new book whenever it gets time for release. Some other things that I've got that I'm toying with ideas of is a poetry book. Back when I was in high school and even middle school, I did a lot of poetry writing and a lot of poems. And so I have like a pretty good collection of like those, and even song lyrics that I wrote, back in the day. And I thought about releasing like a collection of those, trying to do something with that and publishing. It would be a lot smaller, obviously, but it would be something that'd be like a nice, small, cheap, kind of quick, easy release thing for people to get more content. I could put some of my older poems and stuff that I worked on back in the day, and then even work on some new ones to put in there. Now, granted, again, it's been a long time since I've done any kind of poetry, so bear with me on that. But that is something I'm thinking about releasing this year as well, to try to get a little more content out in the world and a little more diverse style of writing for you guys to read. Another thing that I'm thinking about working on and hoping to do, if my timeline for Blood and the Blues goes pretty much the way I'm hoping it will, and I'm able to get it out by October, then I want to work on a short story collection of like holiday Christmas stories type deal. I have a couple that I had started on, or that I had doodled out ideas for little short stories, around Christmas. It's one of my favorite holidays, one of my favorite times of the year. And so I would love to do like, a short story collection. Take a bunch of different little short story ideas that I have that revolve around the holidays or Christmas, and put those together for a nice, quick little holiday book release, or novella release, however you want to look at it. It just depends on how much time and how much story I have to put into it. But that is something else that if you guys are interested in, let me know, and I can definitely try to put in some effort into getting that out for you guys. The next thing I'm going to talk about is upcoming video ideas and projects. So the first of which being the Study in Cinema podcast. We are going to be bringing that back. I know we did one episode beginning of this year, I think, which is where me and my brother-in-law talk about all things movie, TV, cinema, film, just anybody that's a lover of that out there and lover of that kind of stuff. We're going to be bringing that back. We're starting actually a little sneak preview with what the next episode will be, is we're doing where we will pick a director, and then we'll watch as many of their film catalog as we can within 2 weeks, and then we'll come up with our own top 5, I think it's top 5 films from that director that within the films that we watch. So even if we only get 5, then hey, then that's going to be the top 5 we choose from. But then we'll sit and talk about our experiences, talk about the movies that we did get around to watching. We're not requiring like a certain movies to be hit. We're just each taking a filmography from that director, and watching the movies within whatever movies we pick or get around to, and then we'll discuss that and how our little watch through or marathons with that director went when over the podcast. So the first episode, which I'm not sure when it'll be out, we're going to try to be recording it soon, and then after editing and stuff, hopefully get that up to you guys within the next couple weeks. But it's going to be about Martin Scorsese. Did Taxi Driver, Goodfellas, I think he did Casino, did a lot of the big, like The Irishman, which recently came out a couple years back. So definitely look forward to that. It's going to be really fun. We're definitely chalking our way through some of the Scorsese movies as best we can, and hopefully we'll have a good podcast for that, and so on and so forth. We've got a bunch of other fun directors and genres and actors to marathon through coming up in the future, so definitely be on the lookout for those. I'm also going to start doing more movie review videos, more book review videos. I'm actually going to have a couple of those hopefully coming out this week. Hopefully some more like travel vlog or like day in the life kind of author life vlogs, especially with fall coming up. Fall is my favorite season, and it's one of my favorite times of the year, and I just love everything about it, so I want to share a lot of that with you guys. Maybe get some nice little fall season vlogs and fall themed stuff going on, as well as maybe even some parenting vlogs and a parenting podcast. Our daughter is turning a year old this October, so it's kind of exciting, and it's been an adventure so far, and it's still every day is a new adventure and learning and growing in that aspect as a parent. And so that's something that I always find fun and useful to hear about other people's, you know, advice and stories and experiences. So maybe if you guys are interested, that's something that I can share, and thinking about starting a series on. So outside of those things, the last thing I wanted to touch on in this update video is to talk about the merch store, and I'll throw a couple pictures in here, a couple little slides in here to show you guys pictures from the merch store, and I'll include the link in the info down below. And it's also, the link to the merch store is on my Facebook page, and I believe on the Twitter and Instagram. I'll share them on there, I'll make sure that they're on there. So, but yeah, be sure to check those out. Be sure to check out my TikTok, where I'm trying to do more videos, and going to try to share more author updates and book videos. And I think that's about the best of the updates that I can give you guys. So also, instead of going under, speaking of the name change, obviously for my author name, I'll be going by James L. Nunn. Under the publishing company, it's went through a couple rebrands. It was Lee Zephyr Books, then it was Not a Sidekick Publishing, and now I'm going under Hayden and Ivy Publishing. Again, wanted to kind of use something that's going to be like a really good brand name and personal to me, and really kind of go with the new theme and effort and style that I'm going for. So Hayden and Ivy Publishing, if you see that on some of the social media or even on the merch store, that's where the tie-in is going to come in. So thank you guys so much for stopping by, and hope you enjoy this update video, and hope you continue to enjoy the videos and projects and books and stories that are coming out. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, spread the word, tell everybody about the channel and the books. Let me know if you've read Princess and Squire, let me know what you thought about it. If you have any thoughts on the upcoming projects or books that I've mentioned, let me know down below. Get up with me, and I would love to hear from you guys. Goodbye.